Hey everyone, today's video is going to be a quick update about everything going on with our fertility journey. So last up I told you guys that we've been struggling conceiving baby number 2. We went through a miscarriage in December of 2019 and been struggling ever since. We were able to conceive Riley in one try, so it kind of really got us concerned and we were able to see a fertility specialist. So we did all of our tests and I spoke to the fertility specialist today about all our results. So first off, Joel, he's in the clear, he's normal, he's fine from what we've been told. So I was like, okay, awesome, great. And then we got into me and I was able to see a few of my results as they came in, and me being super type A and huge researcher that has to read and watch so many videos from doctors and everything, I did my own research on it and I got so stressed out because my numbers didn't come back the best and I started seeing them coming in. So I was like, crap. All right. So I did a lot of my research and basically my results are showing that my ovarian reserve is declining. My numbers came back with an FSH of 9.1 and they don't like to see it that high. My AMH came back at 0.931 and they don't like to see it that low. She said for women my age, 31 years old, newly 31 by the way, newly 31, she likes to see it at 1.5. So there's that. And then another thing is your follicle count that I had to go do. 9 follicles when they like to see 15 follicles in someone of my age. Yay, it really sucked. I just did a lot of research about everything on my own and I kind of saw that. And I spoke to my OBGYN's assistant on Tuesday and she told me that, she goes, your numbers are still in the normal range. They're not bad. She goes, I wouldn't be too concerned about them. So I was like, oh yay, like that made me feel so much better right there, right? Then I spoke to my OBGYN on Friday and he said the same thing. He goes, honestly, these numbers only tell you a little bit. He goes, they use these numbers just to try to get understanding, but he goes, knowing your past history and how easily you've gotten pregnant, he goes, you're the furthest thing from infertile and I wouldn't worry about it. I think you're going to be okay. And that just made me feel so much better, right? Like I was like, oh, this is all in my head. I'm reading too much into all these numbers. And then fast forward to the fertility specialist today, speaking with her, tells me that my ovarian reserve is declining, kind of like what I knew. And I was like, okay, crap. And I asked her and I was talking to her about everything. She goes, honestly, I'd rather see these numbers in someone of your age. And this is just showing me that everything is kind of just declining at a faster rate than what it usually would. So that got me very nervous. And I kind of said back to her, I go, I talked to my OBGYN about this and this is what he said. And she's just like, I can understand with an OBGYN that they're going to look at just how many times you got pregnant. But she goes, what I'm looking at is also the fact that you had a miscarriage in December, which is telling me that there might be a chance that your egg quality isn't quite there either. And when he was telling me about the miscarriage, he was telling me that he goes, miscarriages happen so often. He goes, they are so common. People don't realize how common they are because a lot of women don't talk about them. He made me feel so much better about the miscarriage, which it's true. They are so common. But then she tells me this and I'm just like, oh God. It's like, I don't know. That's where I'm just kind of like all over the place right now. So obviously talking with her, she told us the best forms of treatments and what we could be doing. So now getting into the supplements that she recommended to me and also our forms of treatment. So first off are the supplements. So like I said, I did a lot of research already ahead of time and I kind of already picked some of the stuff up, and when she was talking about it, she's like, oh, okay, just take this much and da-da-da-da. So it was nice. And then there was some stuff on my list that I was going to pick up, but I didn't yet. And she's like, oh no, you need this too. So I've actually found videos talking about these supplements, and one woman even showed her test scores for AMH actually drastically change. I asked my fertility specialist about it because I told her, I go, I've heard with these supplements that it can improve your numbers. And she goes, I don't see much improvement with them. She goes, maybe a little bit, but not drastically. And your numbers fluctuate each month. Also remember that. They fluctuate each month. I was just like, okay. So I remembered back to this video. And let's say this woman was 2007, got her blood work done. She was told her AMH was at like a 1. She started taking these supplements. And a year later, her AMH was at like a 1.5. It jumped up that much. So I thought that was amazing. So that's why I ended up adding some of these supplements on there. And I don't know, I'm just going to take that from a real experience because I'm like, that's great. Like that's a success story right there. It shows that it can be done, even though everyone's situation is different. But I mean, we can stay optimistic here. So I'm hoping that these supplements are going to work for me. So first off, I've already was taking my prenatal. I've been taking these for months. And these are just the ritual ones. I really like these ones because they have a little bit of everything in them. So, but they just don't have enough of everything in them of what I need to try to increase and improve my egg quality. So I was already taking the rituals. I've been taking these since last year. So I have those. One thing that I added in was CoQ10 gummies, and I was taking 200 milligrams of this, but she told me to start taking 400. So do 2 in the morning and then 2 at night. So this is what they are right here. And I actually picked these ones up today, which are actually 400, and it's just a pill. So once I run out of these, I'm gonna start taking these. She also said for Joel to take those as well. So I've got those. Another one is vitamin D. So when I was doing my research, I've actually found that a lot of doctors were saying that when they found that a woman couldn't conceive, they had really low vitamin D levels. So my vitamin D level was normal. It was in the normal range, but vitamin D is actually a hormone. And so I was like, you know what? It couldn't hurt to just increase it. There is some vitamin D in here, but not a ton. So I'm actually taking these ones. So these ones are 1,000. And I take one of these. You can take 2 of them, but always check with your doctor with any type of vitamin or supplement or anything. Always check with your doctor with like the levels and all that stuff. So this is just what I've been told. So vitamin D, this is what I've been taking. I take one of these every single day because I do have some vitamin D in here, so I don't want to overdo it. So she said, continue with the vitamin D. That's great because honestly, if you're not going out in the sun very often, and I work inside, I mean, I do go out now with Riley a lot with our walks and everything, which I think is probably what's helped my vitamin D levels be fine because we walk for like an hour, and they say for you to get your vitamin D levels for the day, you have to be outside on a sunny day for at least 10 minutes and 30 minutes on a cloudy day. So yeah, anyway, so there's that. Another one, the last one that she told me to pick up was DHEA. So this was actually one that I found on that video of the woman showing her increase. She did the CoQ10, she did prenatals, and she did vitamin D, and she did DHEA. So I had this on my list to already pick up, and she told me, she goes, go pick it up. She goes, it's gonna be really hard for you to find 100, so just find us whatever you can close, but she goes, you wanna take 100. So these ones I found right here from Sprouts. They're 50 milligrams, so I'm just going to take 2 of them a day. They're for mood and stress, so it promotes balanced hormone levels that decline with age and supports a healthy mood. So yes, so this is what I'm taking. Oh, this isn't the last one either. I have one more to share with you guys, but yeah, and that's like also what it kind of brings me back to. I'm like, okay, could my numbers be this bad? Because it's been a stressful year. If you think about it, think about like going through the miscarriage in December, dealing with that, then going through everything that we've gone through with the world over these last few months. That is 10 times stressful. And then on top of that, I'm having to balance work and watching my toddler 24/7, which is nearly impossible. So, because there's no childcare. And luckily, she finally starts school next week, which I'm so happy because she needs so much more. I can tell she needs so much more, and she's going to thrive in it. But I mean, balancing all of that has been so hard, and that is so stressful. And stress takes a huge impact on your egg quality. And I know people say, like, don't stress, but it's easier said than done. It's really hard not to stress, especially for me. So that could have really like been an impact. So I've been really trying to de-stress. I've been taking naps every single day, you guys. I never take naps. But right when Riley goes down for a nap, I turn my phone on silent and I try to take at least an hour nap. And that's been making me feel a lot better. So I've been really just trying to not stress about everything anymore. So this will be a nice one to take. Honestly, I kind of want to see if I could even take this if I was still pregnant, because this is something that I would want to continue to take, because I think this would be really good for me. So there's that one. The other one is actually omega-3. So there is omega-3 in here, but there's only 350. And she says you want a lot more than that. So I actually picked up these ones right here. This is 2,150 milligrams. It's a lot. It's a lot in here, and it is going to be fishy. It's going to be so fishy, which is why I like these ones, because these ones really aren't fishy, and they have that little tab, that citrus tab in there that kind of makes them just a lot better. But yeah, when you take omega-3, take them at night, because when you burp or anything, you just taste it and it's gross, and you just, take these at night. So that is everything. So I picked up more of those. So now I will be taking all of that stuff. So we will see how this will improve. From videos that I've seen, it's a huge help, which is great. So I've seen the success stories with it, and I'm hoping that I'll be one of them. So these are the supplements that I'm going to be taking, and then now getting into what are our options. So option number one, which is our best option with a 70 to 80% success rate, is IVF. So basically go on birth control, regulate the hormones, go on injections, egg retrieval, petri dish, seeing if the embryos we're going to take, checking to see if there's any abnormalities, and then insemination. So, which as we know is very, very costly, and I am about 99.9% sure my insurance will not cover it. So I just was, oh my God, I could not. It's so much money. It's so much money. But she told us that is our best option. And our other option that we have is IUI, which is what I was hoping to hear, to be honest. I was really hoping. I honestly was hoping that it was Joel, to be completely honest. I was hoping that it was going to be Joel. And I was like, oh, if I have the HSG test, my tubes are going to be all slicked up and they're going to be clear, and it's going to make them so easy to get to the egg, and we're going to be good. And this is all going to just be a bad dream, But no, it's my egg. So therefore, the HSG test is not really going to help us if he's fine, if I don't have the right eggs. So yeah, that's why I was really hoping that if our best option would be IUI, but it's not. So IUI is a 10 to a 12% success rate, is what she told us. And with that process, if we end up taking that option first, is they will basically start me on FSH injections. I cannot take Clomid because I already ovulate, you guys. I ovulate every single month. I have been peeing on OPK sticks since last year. I have never not gotten a smiley face, ever. I always have the estradiol hormone, and then I get the LH surge. Every single time. I do the Amazon OPK sticks, and I do the clear blue ones. It's so pricey, but I've been doing them ever since, and we've been trying to time everything ever since. I've been tracking. I even am doing basal temperature tracking now. I'm doing everything I possibly can. So with me, with Clomid is there to help you ovulate, to try to get you to ovulate. Well, I am already ovulating. It's just, it looks like my egg quality isn't there. So what I need is to ovulate more eggs in hopes that we can get a viable egg in there that can be fertilized properly. So with FSH injections, that's what it's going to do. It's going to create more eggs, which she did not tell me this, but I already knew this. I knew this anyways because I've done so much research. But when she told me that, I was like, oh, my chances of multiples goes boom with FSH injections. So I have a higher chance of having twins or anything like that. So yeah, so that would be our thing. And then after that, doing the injections for 10 to 12 days, you go in there for insemination, where they go and take the semen and they put it right there with the egg. So that way it takes down the journey, everything for the semen, and hopefully you become pregnant. So that is our other option. which in my head, I'm like, God, I kind of want to try with something a little bit less invasive than IVF. But now hearing that it's a 10 to 12% success rate, it has me really worried. So that is where we're at. I haven't really had a chance to talk to Joel about everything, but it's just honestly with me brainstorming myself, I'm just kind of like, should we waste this money on this with such a low success rate and instead put that money that we would spend at the IUI and put it towards IVF instead and just get this done with and not have to wait much longer. So yeah, those are our two options. And like I was kind of telling her, I was like, well, I go, it's just so weird because I go, it was so easy for us to get pregnant not that long ago. Like, it just doesn't make sense. And she goes, honestly, she goes, I can understand if you guys wanted to keep trying naturally or even just go with IUI first and see. But she goes, I would give you only 4 months. Try for 4 months max. She goes, I don't want to see you come back in here a year and a year later and having your numbers drop even worse. Because right now with your numbers, you have a higher success rate with IVF. And the more your numbers drop, you have a lower success rate. So she would not go over 4 months, which is such a bummer. I'm really just hoping that this last cycle worked for us and it's going to be a miracle and everything's going to be fine and this all was a bad dream and I never have to deal with this again. I would love that right now. Oh, I would really love that right now. So I just wanted to update you guys with everything with the numbers and what the fertility specialist told us. Because also I have to say, like, I don't know. I feel like because I was told by my OBGYN and I was told by his assistant on 2 different occasions that my numbers aren't incredibly low, that not to worry and stuff. So like being told by 2 different people there and then being told by a fertility specialist here is like part of me is wondering, okay, is this also like a sales pitch? Are they trying to get money? That is my gut right now. So that's where I kind of also wanted to share this in hopes that maybe if there's anyone else who's open to sharing their stories and what their experiences were with everything, I would love to hear it just because I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. And I actually just like stopped this video and spoke to Joel and he said he got the same feeling. He goes, I felt like it was a car salesman and they were trying to pitch us something. And I was like, exactly. And he goes, it's so funny that you felt that too. Because we both had to do a 3-way phone call. Because he's with my dad and yeah, I just got that gut feeling, which is why another reason why I wanted to make this video was to hopefully if anyone has any experiences or any insight on anything, I am so open to hearing it if you're willing to share. But yeah, that's just my gut. So even part of me is even almost thinking of reaching out to a different clinic and showing them my results and our numbers with everything and kind of getting a second opinion before we go down the route of spending thousands and thousands of dollars. Just because I just had Riley in 2018. I got pregnant at the end of 2019. I don't know. That's just what my gut's feeling right now. And it's just, this has been one hell of a journey already, even though I know this doesn't even compare to some others. If you guys have any insight or anything of anything that I said, I would love to hear it. And thank you guys so much for listening, and I will see you guys in my next video.